Good morning. I am Ness Roque from Sipatlawin Ensemble from Manila, Philippines. So Sipatlawin Ensemble is, we started in 2009. It is a performance ensemble, but it has evolved into a contemporary cultural laboratory, that's what we call it, because we aim to create a laboratory for contemporary performance. So we host workshops, we do workshops, talks, and lectures, and then we also curate and manage our own festival called Carnival Festival, which is a festival of devised works and works in progress. There's only 8 of us in the core team, and we work through a network, a huge network of collaborators. I'm going to show you a few of our performances. So this is our ensemble, and these are some of our performances. So what's important to know, I think one of the most important things to know about us is that we are all classically trained actors. Like we were trained in Western type of a stage performance. But in 2009, there was a huge discontent from all of us in how the theater has been, the theater scene has been evolving in Manila, and so we decided to create our own performances. Since the price of renting theaters was too high, we decided to stage our performances in alternative venues. So we started performing inside bars and like in streets and like basketball courts in small villages. So what started as a solution to the lack of resources actually became the springboard of our identity. When we brought our works outside of theater spaces, we immediately felt that we were tapping into something different. We were beginning to engage communities that would otherwise not step inside the theater. So note that we weren't we weren't doing theater for young audiences at this point. So this was all theater for adults. So I'm going to show you a few of our shows. So this one is Batalla Royale. It's actually based on a Japanese novel. It has 40 actors running around in an abandoned school, and like scenes are happening simultaneously. And at the same time, a performance is also happening online because the characters are interacting online while the show is happening. And the audiences can also follow the stories of the characters on Facebook. And then audiences started making fan art and like interacting with the characters as well. This one is a crowdsourced performance about love. So this one is staged in a swimming pool. So those are our audiences, and they didn't know that they were going to get wet, but they just dived anyway. So these are the types of works that we do. No? And then we have a different arm for our performances for young audiences. Actually, our works for young audiences, which actually includes, just comprised of 2 things. So Theater in a Backpack is our theater workshop. It's actually not just for kids, so we have 2 modules. It's 3 modules. One is for directing, one is for performance for adults, and the other one is a performance for young children. And then the children's wing is the performances. So that's workshop and performances. The main thrust of how we work, we apply contemporary performance and contemporary theater in working with children is applying the Waldorf pedagogy. Because one of our main teachers was a teacher in a Waldorf school in Manila for about 8 years. So, so we basically work with the idea of the inner world of the child and the outer world, and like they are trying to find a balance between the two, like informing, the self is being informed by the outer world, and then the outer world informs the inner self. So these are the photos of our workshops with children. So a lot of times, civil society organizations and and schools from other parts of the Philippines will commission us to go to their school and develop a curriculum for theater in their communities. This is one of the performances. So what we do. Because we started as a site-specific company, we do a lot of interactive performance and like devising with the children. So main things that that I want to share with you is that instead of starting with the script, we really stick to the thought that the child is the curriculum. So we work backwards. We play with the kids. We gather the stories from them. So similar to a lot of the speakers before me. So we gather all of the stories from them, and then instead of rehearsing the performance, it's actually like a structured class. They think that they're just playing, like they choreograph this dance, and then during the performance itself, that dance is actually part of the show. So they don't notice that they're actually rehearsing the performance already. So that's how we work, and then we ask them to bring their own clothes, their own toys, so that when they do the performance, it feels like a safe environment. And then before the performance, the teacher will also tell that will have to frame the performance for the parents, so that the parents know that this is not a theater performance. It's more of a story sharing, where the kids enjoy themselves and they're free. Yeah, and then lastly, yeah. So this is one of those performances, and we are also partnered. We always partner with Museo Pambata, the only museum in the Philippines dedicated for children. So we do a lot of performances. Also, so this one is in a coal factory where children, like 3-year-old children, are making coal. This one is in a cancer ward for children. So we do a lot of storytelling and like devised performances for children. I think what's important here is that our site specificity enables us, and our training as actors enable us to make performances with just an actor, an audience, and the action. So we try to make do with what we have, because funding is very difficult. So that's what pushes us. And then lastly, we have the Project Banig campaign. Banig is a mat. So we try to propagate this idea that as long as you have a mat, a banig, and you can put your mat in there, you can step as an actor or a teacher or a storyteller, you can step on that mat, and then magic can happen. So thank you so much.